So, as a solo hiker who may have some companions along the way, I wanted to go through and preview some apps, hiking apps, camping apps, and in addition, some dog apps. I decided to just X-nay on some of them, and then the other ones I'm going to use and see how I like them. And then I'll come back and tell you if I'm going to delete them, love them, buy a subscription, or just keep them around in case of an emergency or they're somewhat helpful. So, with my trusty notes, there was a handful of apps that I downloaded off of Google Play Store that I thought would be useful. When I would download one, another one would be recommended. And I tried to only get ones that I thought seemed really useful and ones that had good ratings. So, first off, I did download about four apps that I just ended up saying, no, this is a waste of space on my phone. Um, so to start off, I downloaded phone location app. I think it's a complete waste. You need a subscription, but okay, a lot of apps need that. This though is so clunky, not user friendly at all. The whole point is to be able to locate your phone and send your location to others, which I feel is very important as a solo traveler. I'll have my dog, I'll have a friend or two here and there, but a lot of the times I'll probably just be on my own with my little pup Gigi. But I'm also a young woman. I am also a woman with a disability. And so just those two things added on to the fact that I'm a solo traveler, knowing my safety comes first or as a top priority is really important to me. But no on the phone location app. The next one that looks really cute and seems like a good idea is Roadie. Now, Roadie is actually a road tripping app, which I didn't really get, should have from the name, when I was downloading it. I was just thinking camping. So when I opened it, I realized that it was only road trips and like crazy big long road trips. I think the shortest road trip that they had was about 10 stops, which that seems very fun, but I don't have time for that right now, nor is that my main point for this channel right now. Additionally, you had to pay for a subscription, yada, yada, yada. But it could have been kind of cool and useful if you could build your own road trips. But you only get to do that 3 times before you have to pay. So to me, that seemed like a waste. So goodbye. My next one is Gaia GPS. Now, this one I see all the time on the internet or randomly popping up as ads, you know? So I actually really like this idea. It seems to be purely a routing and mapping app, but I don't think I'm at the level to like manipulate maps in that manner. It's cool because you can layer onto your map and it routes what you are walking. So you just press start and it will map it out. So, literally a GPS. Um, I just don't see myself using it in a way that is useful to me, and I didn't want to waste my space on my phone. So, until I need something like that, or I'm very into like backcountry, bushwhacking, etc., I think I'll wait on that app. The last one that I just thought was not useful was the camping app. Now, I don't even remember what this app looks like because I went through so many, and honestly, it must have left zero impression on me. But my notes say that it was just super clunky, not user friendly at all, and that when you would type in locations or places, it really didn't provide that much for you. So, moving on to the apps I downloaded and have decided to keep, I broke them down into three categories. So, the first one is my dog apps. So, everyone probably has this app if you own a dog and you like to travel with your dog. And that is Bring Fido or Bring Fido. Not entirely sure. I think this app is so nice and I really appreciate this app. It has hotels, restaurants, different activities, places. My only beef with this app is the fact that you can only write in the destination or like location area, and it will pop up with a list of dog friendly things. So let's say I want to go to Colorado, it will give me dog friendly hotels, or I could change it to like cafes in Colorado or like Boulder. Um, but I'm at the point right now where I want to go to certain places and I'm trying to put in, is this cafe dog friendly? And you can't do that with the Bring Fido app. But you can go onto Google, type in, is XYZ Cafe dog friendly, and Bring Fido, its blog usually pops up and will give you more information. I just didn't want to have to use both the internet and an app. My second dog app is Dog Pack. I'm going to use it to find dog parks. You can also find lodging and businesses. So, lodging as places that you can take your dog and stay, and businesses specifically businesses that are dog related. So, like trainers and like kennels, things like that. It's not a place that's like, oh, this cafe is dog friendly. Go there to pick up your latte. However, it does have a really nice list so far as it seems to provide different dog parks. And that's what I'm really looking for right now. The app kind of is a little bit like Instagram and Facebook, where you can post photos and write reviews or posts and share like your experience, which I think is really cute and neat. I probably won't use that. But it's nice. And it also has like a live feed, which I haven't really looked into, but if it actually truly works, then it would be able to tell you if the dog park you're going to has a lot of people or not, which is also convenient. The last dog app that I decided to download and keep is Pupper, which this is not in relation to outdoor recreation, but if you have a dog, a little puppy, and you want to do some training, this is a dog training app. And it looked cool. And I said, heck, why not? I'm currently putting Gigi through training right now with a one on one trainer. So I'm already starting on that path, but I want to try and see if Gigi will like to do like choreo movement. So like dancing and like circus acts and agility and maybe even water sports. I just want to have fun with my dog. But this app, Pupper, has like basic little starting points for all of these things. And I was like, heck, that's nice. And then if you buy the subscription, of course, it will give you more detailed training. However, I'm not sure how this app is going to work with Gigi or any other dog because its training system is by a clicker sound. So, for example, let's say I'm trying to teach Gigi to sit. and I say, sit, Gigi, and she does it, I'm supposed to hit the clicker button on the app right away and then hand her a treat. That's not always how every dog trains. So, moving on to my hiking apps, I decided to only keep two hiking apps. Both seem amazing. Honestly, I kind of feel like I should just pick one, but I decided to keep both and see if I end up using one more than the other. So the first one is Komoot. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. It seems really nice. It's when you get onto it, the front page, first part of it provides you different categories and like collections of hikes, which is cool. It has a voice navigation part to it, which I really like. That's probably the thing I really like about this app more than the other hiking apps I looked at, is it will actually tell you when to go this way or when to go that way. And as a solo traveler, I feel like that brings me a lot of comfort. So there's that. However, I think I'm going to lean more into using the app All Trails because I love a list. I love that I can make a list for Florida, Indiana, Colorado. I love checking hikes off. It's also a bit more community based. So there's a lot more reviews, instructions by other people that have hiked it. Um, and people can make routes and put them on there. So I feel like the library of hikes on all trails is a lot larger than Commute. Um, both of these, you would get a lot more bang for your buck if you buy the subscription. And I do think I'm going to just go ahead and buy the subscription for all trails because, like I said, safety first for me. Um, in all trails, when you buy like the premium, and then there's a second tier also, which is pretty good for what you get, but you can share your location, which I think is vital. You can download your maps, which is also super vital because I don't want to use up all my data. I don't want my phone dying too quickly. Um, you can eventually make your own routes. You can pre plan and like view weather or like map out weather to your hiking experience, which seems convenient. And there's a few other things, but the sharing my location, downloading the app, oh, and it tells you if you go the wrong way on the trail. Those are the big three things for all trails that I want. In addition to the fact that there's more trails and lists and ability to check off a trail for me. So the next category is hiking and camping together. And honestly, both of these are national park apps. So you have the NPS and then the recreation.gov. So both of these apps are pretty similar. They're really quite basic apps. They don't give you a lot of description on the like campsites or the hikes. They really just tell you, okay, this is a national seashore or a national forest and you can come here. um, they don't tell you if it's like dog friendly or not, but you can buy your parking passes and some of your camping passes on it, which that I like. I like that I can just go to an app instead of having to go onto the internet, go through all these website pages. That can be a headache, definitely to me, with National Park Service websites. Sometimes governmental websites are just the most obnoxious. So, not a lot of detail in these, but they're useful. I feel like they could help you plan, give you some ideas. And then if you were just hiking or you wanted like certain passes that you knew you wanted, you could go here and buy them, which I do like. Um, they also kind of provide different like tour information or event information that's happening at the national forest or yada yada yada. So that's cool too, so that you can kind of see what's happening. But very straightforward apps is all I have to say. The one cool thing with the NPS though is if you are like a true hiker and you are really wanting to do some big backpacking or big hike on land that has to have specific permits or you have to put your name in a lottery, you can do that through the app. So when I saw that, I was like, that's really convenient. And my last category of apps that I am going to try are my camping apps. Now, these three apps that I got, I don't know how useful they are going to truly be for me. Um, I kind of feel like I'm going to have to finagle the apps to internet searches and booking, but let's go through them. So I have HipCamp, The Dirt, and CampSpot. Now, I don't know if I really feel like talking about them all individually because I feel like they are all pretty similar. Truly, I would probably use HipCamp and CampSpot more than the Dirt. These two, though, are a lot more for like urban camping. So things like lodges, um, RV parks. They do include some primitive camping, but it's a lot more like go to this vacation campsite and stay here while you go and adventure and have your vacation, which I think can be kind of cute, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for my platform. But it's fun to kind of look through, get some ideas. And what's convenient is that I can book specifically on these apps the sites that I want. So if I do find something, I can just book it right there. And I really love that concept. Super user friendly. Now, I could see myself using this more if I'm road tripping. So there's that. The Dirt, I feel like you get a better service out of this app if you pay for the subscription, which will not do. I just don't see a point in it. I don't really like the app enough just by finagling with it the other day to pay for it. If you can change my mind, let me know. Um, I just feel like the Dirt app is a little messy, a little annoying to use. The one thing that I think is a bit more useful than HipCamp and CampSpot with the Dirt is that it provides you all types of camping. So it does do a bit more of like the national parks. It does do parking lots. So like if you were in a bind or like traveling or you need a pit stop. So it does have a little bit more, but it's not a lot more. Um, HipCamp and CampSpot, they also do let you filter to see for dog friendly locations. So I do appreciate that. The Dirt might, but I don't really remember. I honestly was a lot more infatuated with HipCamp and CampSpot because I thought it was cuter. They had like trending places to camp. The Dirt is like you get a map and you have to finagle around, and there's just all these little like pinpoints. It's not pretty, nor is it like I just thought it was more annoying to use. So these are the current apps that I am going to be using and previewing for my channel and just for myself as a solo hiker with my little Malinois puppy. So, if you have any recommendations of apps to use for outdoor recreation or dogs in general, please leave a comment or link below. Let me know if you have used any of the apps that I just talked about, and if you have any good feedback or negative feedback, please let me know on that too. And I will be back with another episode on how I like these apps, how I don't like these apps, would I use this app again, delete it, etc. So